In a small village at the foot of the mountains, there lived a man named Akio, known among his fellow citizens for his resolute spirit and dedication to work. Akio had always believed that a person's worth was measured by their material successes. From a young age, he had followed this belief, working tirelessly to build a life he could be proud of. He had a family, a comfortable home, and a small business that was thriving. However, despite all of this, there was an emptiness growing inside him that he couldn't fill. Curious to find out how Akio will transform his life? Keep watching and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on inspiring stories like this one. Every evening, after a long day of work, Akio sat at the kitchen table in silence. His thoughts were always the same. I have everything I've ever wanted, but why am I not happy? This doubt tormented him, until one day, a sudden disaster changed his life forever. His company, hit by an unexpected economic crisis, went bankrupt within a few months. Akio lost everything he had built. His house was put up for sale to cover the debts, and his family, although supportive, could not fill the frustration and pain he felt. It was as if every belief he had followed in his life had collapsed along with his empire. Heartbroken and hopeless, Akio decided to retreat to the Shinsei Buddhist temple, located on the mountain overlooking the village. Here, among the calm of the trees and the constant sound of the wind, he hoped to find some peace. The temple was led by an old monk named Master Kensho, a man of few words but great wisdom. When Akio showed up at the temple, Kensho welcomed him without question, offering simple shelter and the opportunity to meditate with the monks. If you have ever experienced a difficult time, leave a comment below and share how you found comfort. Your experience may help someone else. The first few days were difficult for Akio. Every time he closed his eyes to meditate, the weight of his losses overwhelmed him. His mind filled with thoughts of what he could have done differently, how he could have avoided failure. I have lost everything, he repeated to himself. I am no one anymore. One evening, Master Kensho sat beside him, gazing at the clear sky above the mountain. What do you see, Akio? He asked in a calm voice. Just the sky and the stars, Master. And yet, the monk continued, the stars are always there, even when the sun shines and we cannot see them. Likewise, your true qualities do not disappear just because you cannot see them at this moment. Akio was silent, considering those words. For years, he had tied his worth to external results, to success he could touch. But now, sitting next to the master, he began to question those beliefs. The stars, invisible in the light of day, were always there, just as his inner worth, hidden beneath the weight of expectations and losses. As the days passed, Akio began to meditate more intensely. Over time, he understood that his suffering was not only due to financial failure, but also because he had built his identity on a limiting belief that material success was all that mattered. But what if he could rewrite that story? Are you also looking for a new perspective? Start your day with a short meditation and see what changes it can bring to your life. One afternoon, while walking through the temple gardens, Akio remembered the master's words. The stars never disappear. They are only hidden. He decided to sit under a cherry blossom tree and reflect on a new truth. His past experiences had conditioned him, but they no longer had to define him. His worth could not be measured by material possessions alone. Perhaps true success lay in finding peace and serenity within oneself, regardless of external circumstances. But how could he rewrite his story? Akio knew it wouldn't be easy. The emotions of the past were still strong, and every time he thought of failure, he felt a wave of sadness and shame. However, he began to practice a new form of meditation taught by Master Kensho, the art of visualizing the future. Every morning, Akio sat in front of a small waterfall near the temple and imagined a new life. It was no longer the life of a rich and successful man, but that of a person who was serene and at peace with himself. He saw himself happy, surrounded by people he loved, living in harmony with the world around him. Whenever the old sadness tried to resurface, Akio reminded himself that those emotions belonged to the past and that the future was yet to be written. Visualize the future you want. Every day is an opportunity to rewrite your story. As the weeks passed, Akio began to feel different. His old beliefs, so ingrained and limiting, began to lose power. Every day became a new opportunity to rewrite his story. His body, once stiff from tension and pain, began to relax. His mind, always occupied by obsessive thoughts, found space for calm and reflection. One day, while meditating under the cherry tree, Akio felt a deep gratitude for the path he had taken. Despite the hardships, he had discovered something far more valuable than material success. He had found himself, and in that moment, he understood a simple but powerful truth. Real change happens not when we get what we want, but when we learn to be at peace with what we have, no matter how little or how much. Have you found inner peace in your challenges? Share your story in the comments and inspire others. Back at the temple, Akio approached Master Kensho and bowed deeply. "Thank you, Master, for guiding me on this journey." The old monk smiled kindly. "The journey is not over yet, Akio. Every day is a new opportunity to rewrite your story. Remember, beliefs are nothing more than thoughts repeated. If you change your thoughts, you will also change your destiny." Subscribe to our channel to continue following stories like this, which can guide us towards a new beginning. From that day on, Akio decided to stay at the temple and share what he had learned with other travelers who, like him, were looking for a new beginning. Over time, the small Shinsei temple became a place of peace and reflection for all those who wanted to rewrite their story. Akio no longer sought success or riches, but lived with gratitude and serenity, knowing that true abundance is found in inner peace and acceptance. Thus, Akio's life became a living example of how, through reflection and meditation, it is possible to transform pain into wisdom and limiting beliefs into freedom. The stars continued to shine above the mountain, invisible in the sunlight, but always present, like Akio's true nature, which he had finally learned to see. Don't forget to follow our channel for more stories of transformation and inner wisdom.